looks like all of you have had time to finish the poem.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like now to have 4 people who will read this aloud. We have 4 verses, okay? I'd like to have 2 young men and 2 young women who would read this. Are there any young women who would like to volunteer to read? Would you like to? Okay, I'm going to ask you in just a minute to read the first verse, okay? Let's get another young woman to read the second verse. Who would like to read the second verse? Anybody like to read the second verse? We're all hoping I don't call on you. Okay. Would you like to read the second verse? Okay. Let's get a couple of young men to read verse 3 and verse 4. Who would like to read verse 3? Are you volunteering? I saw your hand looks like it wants to go up. Okay, we'll ask you to read verse 3. And which young man would like to read verse 4? You will. Great. Okay. If you want to, you can sit down or stand up as you choose. Would you please read the first verse aloud? Just read it, yeah. You can stand up or sit down, depending if you're comfortable or not. Okay? Go ahead.
2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth.
Okay, thank you. Verse 2.
Then took the other is just is fire and having pride. Says the butterfly, because it was greedy and wanted where thought is full that the passing thief had thrown them rally aboard the sand.
Okay, thank you. Verse 3.
And both that morning equally late, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how leads on the way, I devoted if I should ever come back.
I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere edges and edges hands, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Thank you very much. Let's give some applause. I think all of you did a very good job, and it takes a certain amount of courage to stand up in front of a big group and read something in a different language. So thank you for that. Now, you know I'm American, okay? So when I speak English, my pronunciation is a little bit different, okay? And I can't do anything about that. I can't help it. I certainly do not say that my pronunciation is better or correct. It's just different. So I'm going to read this the way an American reads it. So you can just see, you might want to compare it with the way you have heard it before. So anyway, while you're reading, would you please take your pencils or your pens? And if there are some parts that you do not understand, would you please underline those parts? And after I read, we will discuss them. Are you understanding me? Do you understand me? Not so quickly? Good. Okay. Here I go. The road not taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I should be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Okay, notice that I say diverged, and I think you might say diverged, right? I think in British, yeah, because your English is really British English, basically, with some differences. I think you probably say diverge, and I say diverge. And that's just because I'm American, okay? I just have a different way of pronouncing it. Good. Okay, did you underline some parts? Are there some words or parts that you did not understand? Would you please raise your hand and ask me about the parts that you did not understand? You read this before in school, right? In your Beehive book? When did you read it? Was it a month ago, 2 months ago? When did you read it? Last week? Yesterday? When did you read it? September, October? When does their school year start? So when did you read this poem in your book? Sorry? October 7th? October? Do you know the month? Do you know approximately about when you read it? Sorry? September. Okay, so it was 3 months ago. So, sorry? July. You read it in July. Okay. So maybe you don't remember everything, and that's fine. Now, did you underline some words? Okay, what did you underline? Yes.
Undergrowth.
The undergrowth. Okay. Can anybody tell me what that means? The undergrowth. Let's imagine a forest. A forest. What is the main thing that we have in a forest? We have very tall trees. We have trees in a forest, okay. And sometimes a forest is very dark because of the tall trees that have a lot of leaves on them. Under those trees, some other plants are growing under the trees, like maybe short plants, maybe flowers, maybe grass, maybe other types of plants. So those plants that are growing under the trees, that's the undergrowth. Growth is the noun of grow, right? You know, growth means get bigger. Okay, what are some other parts that you don't understand? Sorry? Trodden. Okay, good. Sit down. Okay, and which verse is that in? That's in the 3rd verse. In leaves no steps had trodden back. Trodden is a verb. What is the present of that verb? Yes, in yesterday's lesson you were studying present and past tense of verbs, right? Remember? Like sin, sent, and stir, stirred. Okay. This verb trodden is an irregular verb. Remember yesterday? Yes. We talked about irregular verbs like when we have was, be, was, been, verbs like that, write, wrote, written. This trodden is the past participle. What is the present of that verb? Anybody know? Did somebody say it? Tread. Good. And what does to tread mean? This is tread. Here I am. I'm walking. It's to walk, but it's walking with a certain force. Maybe hunting, maybe, yeah. So I'm right now in treading the grass. The past tense of that is trod. Yesterday I trod on the grass. I have trodden. That means it's a past participle. Now, if we have this grass in the forest, we have this undergrowth, and I'm here treading. What is happening to the grass? What's happening to it? If the grass is going to be different now, what happens to the grass? Basically the grass is sort of falling down, isn't it? Have you ever seen a field or a park where the grass is all standing up? And then what happens if somebody goes treading? The grass goes, sometimes the grass dies. If many, many people come treading, the grass is going to disappear. It's going to die. Okay, but maybe if one person, you can see you can look behind the person and you can see the grass is trodden. If you are a detective, you can look and see, did a person go there? Did an animal go there? Did an elephant go there? A car? And you can look at the grass and you can see the tracks. You can see if the grass is trodden down. So basically, this is someone has trodden on that grass. So that's the idea. And this says, in leaves no step had trodden black. What color is grass usually?
Green.
It's green, but here's me. I've got my big boots. I'm treading along. What happens to that grass? It goes down. What color? Is it green now?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Black.
If many people are treading and the grass is very trodden, like maybe 37 people come and they're all treading on this grass, what color is that going to be? Black. So black here is the result. Before it was green, it was fresh. No people had trodden there. But now, after all these steps are going along, it's trodden black. That's the idea. Yeah. Okay, other questions? Wanted where? Wanted where? That is in the second verse. Okay. Yeah, he says, he took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy. If you have a path, if you have a road, and the road is grassy, what does that mean? If there is a lot of grass on that path of that road, what does that mean? Does a lot of people have been there? No. Okay. What happens if I go treading along? I'm wearing it down. It doesn't mean wear like wearing clothes. It means wearing like using, like wearing. So if I say it's grassy and it wanted wear, that means it had no wear. It needed a person to come. So what they're saying here is it had a better claim, that maybe this guy's here and he has these two roads. He has this road and he has the other road. Maybe the grassy one that wants wear has a better claim. Maybe that's more interesting, more attractive. So when I say wanted wear, it's like the road is saying to me, I want somebody to come and follow me. I want somebody to come and follow me. Good question. Okay, next question. You're asking very good questions. I'll tell you a secret. You want to know a secret? You want to know a secret? Do you? Here's the secret. If you gave this poem to American, if you gave this poem to American students of your age, they would not understand the poem. I think they would understand this poem less than you. Yeah, oh my God. OMG, yeah. Because they probably don't understand trodden, and they probably don't understand wanted wear. This is English of a poem, which is not the same as English of conversation. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, what's up? Yeah, that's conversation, like you see in a movie in Hollywood. This English is a little bit different, and I think American children will understand. But don't tell the teachers, okay? This is going to be our secret. Don't tell them, okay? Okay, other questions? Other questions? Where is it? Somewhere. Last verse. Somewhere. What does somewhere mean? So the last verse, the second line, somewhere. Was that a mobile phone? It better go off quickly. What does that mean, somewhere? Does somebody have an idea? What some of you ladies know? Somewhere over there. What is somewhere? Nobody has any idea. Okay, it means in some place. Any place. Any place. Where is your key? I don't know. Somewhere. Someplace. Someplace. We don't know where. It's not a specific place. It's just anywhere. Okay. Where is your sister? What is she doing today? Where is she? I don't know. She's not here. She's somewhere. She's in some other place. So here it says, somewhere, ages and ages, hence. What is that hence? Hence. What do you mean by ages? Sorry? When we talk about ages, we mean a lot of time. Maybe 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Ages and ages, a long time. Okay, what do we mean by ages and ages and ages hence? What does that mean? Any idea what hence means? This is one that American students would not know. Okay, hence means from this time in the future. So right now, the year, what's the year now? 2013. So somewhere in the future, 2023, 2050, 3000, okay? Long time in the future, ages and ages, long time hence. So at some place, what place? We don't know. Ages and ages hence, a long time in the future. At some time in the future, a long time from now. That's what it means. Okay, you're asking such good questions. That's good. Other questions?
I'm born.
Sorry?
I'm born.
Had worn. Okay, yeah. Remember we talked about wanted wear? When you wear something, it becomes used. Okay? So it basically, when I walk on this path, I'm using the path. What is happening to the grass? It's becoming trodden down, and the color is changing from green to black. Very good. You know the colors. That's great. Okay. Maybe you can teach me the colors in Hindi. I would like to know that. Okay. So basically, when you're using the path and you're treading and walking on the path, you're wearing it down. And what this verb wear is another irregular verb. The present is wear. The past is wore, and the participle is worn. So now it's worn down. If you use something again and again, it becomes used until sometimes it's no good. If you are very, very tired and you're working very, very hard, you can say, oh, I'm worn out. I'm completely used up. Let's imagine a father and a mother with small children. What do small children do? They make a lot of noise, don't they? They make a lot of noise. And I don't mean you people. You people are not small people. You are young adults. You're young adults, okay. And you're acting like young adults, which is good. Okay, if you have these small children, mommy, daddy, why, okay, after a couple of hours, how do the mother and father feel? Worn out. Completely used up. They're worn out. They're just, they're completely tired. So the idea here is that basically the two paths are there, and over time, both of those paths have been worn. Both of those paths have been used. People have walked on both of those paths. Okay, more questions? Sorry? You have one? Another, okay, yes, another. Okay, okay, the third verse, the middle, so basically, this guy is trying to decide which path to take, which road to go. So it says, both that morning equally lay. There are these two paths, okay? One of them, okay, no step had trodden black. I kept the first for another day. So I've decided, here is a path, I'm going to go on this path today. What happens to the other path? A different day. Maybe sometime in the future I will try that path. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe never. Maybe never. Okay, any more questions? I may have a couple of questions for you. Okay, what does it mean in in the third verse, the next line? Yet knowing how way leads on to way. How way leads on to way. This is one way. This is another way. Okay. Now I'm gonna. Here's what it means. I'm walking on this way, and here I come to another place, and there's two paths. So I'm going to go in this way, and then there's another place. So I'm going to go in this way, and then I'm going to go in this way, and maybe I'll go back in this way. So one way leads to another way, leads to another way, leads to another way. So I know this. So here I am at the beginning. I've got these two paths, and I know that if I choose this path, probably, or I doubt. What does it mean to say I doubt? I'm not sure. I doubt that I will ever go back to this other path. So that's what the last line is. I doubt it if I should ever come back. Because if I choose this way, things will be very complicated, and I will go on these other things. Okay, is this enough to give you a general understanding? Okay, so what is this poem about? What is the main idea of this poem? What is the theme? Is it only about a forest? And do you have a question? No? Okay. Is this poem about a forest and about paths? It is, but it has a higher meaning. It has another meaning. What is it? What is it?
Our life.
Life, okay. In life, what do we have to do?
Ma'am, right way or wrong way?
The right way or the wrong way? Maybe. Yeah, it could be the right way or the wrong way. Or it could be just two different choices.
Yes, ma'am.
This poem is about making choices. Now, some of the choices that we make are small, and they're not important, okay? Some of the choices are very big and important, okay? Now, I know that when you are a student and you're very young, sometimes you don't have many choices because your mother and father and teacher tell you what to do, and you have to do it, okay? Sometimes you don't have any choices. My students back there will tell you that in my class they don't have any choices because I'm like a dictator, okay? But you have some choices. Do you all have a little bit of money? Like small amounts of money? Small amounts, okay. I don't mean a lot or anything like that, but small amounts of money. So if you go to a shop and you see some ice cream, you like ice cream?
Yes,
Oh, I love ice cream. Okay. So if you have a small amount of money and you see some ice cream, you have a choice. You can decide, I'm going to buy some ice cream, or I'm going to keep my money and save it for the next day, the next year, until I have a bigger amount of money. So that's a choice. What are some other choices you have? One might be you go home after school. What time does your school day end?
I'm 2:40.
2:40. And after that, do you go home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you arrive home, what are you going to do? Are you going to watch TV? Or are you going to do your homework? You cannot say yes and yes. You have a choice. You cannot, well, I guess you could do your homework and watch TV at the same time, but it's not a good idea, is it? So what are you going to do? That's a small choice. For 1 hour, how are you going to use that hour? Are you going to watch TV? Are you going to do your homework? Are you going to go to sleep? Are you going to call your friends? Are you going to play with your dog or cat? or your baby brother or sister. So those are some choices that you have. Okay, I would like for you to take about 5 minutes, and I would like for you to talk to your friends, the people who are sitting near you, and I want you to make a list of other small choices in your life. One choice is ice cream or no ice cream. Another choice is studying or watching TV. Another choice, well, I won't tell you anymore. So spend about the next 5 minutes or so, talk to your friends, take your paper and make a list of choices, the small choices that you have, okay? Go ahead and talk to your friends. Talk to the people who are sitting next to you. See if you can steal their ideas. So what is the choice? So the choice has to be between two things. Playing with the toy and what's the other thing? So what is the choice? Remember, you're writing about a choice between two things, or three things. So if you say badminton, what is the other choice? So is the choice between... But the choice has to be between two things. Yeah. Okay. Okay, has everybody written something? Okay, tell me some of these small choices. I think back there you said cooking or dancing, right? Are you going to cook or are you going to go dance? Where do you dance? Do you dance at school or at home? At home? Is dancing your homework? It could be if you had a dancing class, I guess. At home, good, okay. So what are some other choices? One is cooking or dancing. What's another choice? Do you have a choice? Nothing? What do you have on your paper there? Let's see. Okay, a toy. One is playing with the toy. What is the other thing? Not sure? If one choice is to play with the toy, what would another choice be? Maybe helping your mother? Sorry? Talking to a friend or playing with a friend? Okay. Am I going to play with a toy or am I going to play with a friend? Yeah, that's a good choice. What are some other choices? Do you gentlemen have some choices? What do you have? I'm asking him. Okay, what?
I can piano.
Okay, so talking to a friend, or what is the other choice? Playing. Okay, talking to a friend or playing. Did you have a choice?
I have to work hard and I have not to work hard.
Okay, that's great. Working hard, not working hard. Yeah, yeah, sure. I know sometimes I choose not working hard. Sometimes I think, oh, I have a lot of work to do. Am I going to work hard or I'm not going to work hard? What do you choose?
Work hard.
Working hard. Good for you. That's good. What about you ladies here? Do you have some choices, small choices? Small choices? Nobody? Nobody has a small choice? You have one already. What about you, gentlemen? Do you have some small choices? Playing cricket. Oh, that sounds like a good choice for India, right? What would the other choice be? I want to hear his other choice. Doing homework? Maybe. Playing cricket or doing homework? Okay. Or playing cricket or taking care of your brother or sister? Might be. Okay. Does somebody have one over here? Study? Or? See, when you have a choice, there's more. It cannot be just one thing. There has to be two things or three things. So one choice is studying. What's the other choice? Playing. Studying or playing. Good. Those are choices. Okay. So we have cooking or dancing. We have playing cricket or doing homework. We have working hard or not working hard. Playing with toys. Playing with a friend. But we have these choices every day, don't we? We have these choices every day. These are big choices. These are small choices that we have every day. Do we have big choices in our lives? Do we have big choices? Probably you are young enough so you don't have a lot of big choices because usually your mother and father are making the choices for you, right? But when you get older, imagine that you're 20 years old or 25 years old. Can you imagine that? It will happen soon enough. Time goes quickly. It will happen soon enough. What big choices would you have? Okay. Did you think of one? Can you think of a big choice that you might have? What if you wanted to buy a car? If you wanted to buy a car, would that be a big choice? I think so. Because cars are expensive. You don't buy a car every day. That's a big choice. That can be a very difficult choice. What do you think? It can be a difficult choice. So that's an example. Am I going to buy this car or am I going to buy this car? Okay. What is another big, difficult choice? Can you think of another big, difficult choice? Do you have one? Sorry? Cooking is a big choice? No. I think cooking could be a small choice. Yes.
And we can choose right or wrong way to get success.
Choose right or wrong where to get success. How to be successful. That's a very big choice. And that's a very difficult choice. Like, what are you going to study in the university, for example? What type of job are you going to have? What city are you going to live in? Are you always going to live in Chandigarh? Maybe you'll go to Tokyo. Maybe you'll go to Paris. Maybe you'll go to Delhi. Or where is it? Patiala or something. Okay. Yeah. So these are choices. That's right. Do you see the difference between this type of choice and am I going to watch TV or do my homework? That's a small choice. What are some other big choices? Big choices. Yes.
And to marry or keep studying.
Ah, to get married or to keep studying? Are you thinking about getting married? No, okay. Yeah, to get, and you know, that is very true because sometimes when people get married, they don't continue studying because they cannot. Very true. That's a very big choice, isn't it? Very big, difficult choice. You see, these kids are thinking, aren't they? They're thinking. There's a lot going on in their heads. They're thinking. What are some other big choices? So getting married or keep on studying? Sorry? Oh, if you're going to go to a different country? Ah, if you're going to go to a foreign place, yes. Are you going to stay in India? Are you going to go to Istanbul? Istanbul, yeah. Have you been to Istanbul? I haven't either. I would like to go there, but I have never been there. What's some other big choices? Some other big choices. Ideas? Come on, there must be some more. Buying a car, getting married, figuring out your career. Others? What about you women? Are you thinking of some big choices? Don't let the men make all the decisions. What do you think? Yes. The Prime Minister? Ah, so she's talking about the Prime Minister. Do you mean deciding who will be the Prime Minister? Or do you mean deciding if you will be the Prime Minister? Well, it could be, because yeah, I think both of those are very important choices. If you vote, now you people are not old enough to vote, are you? How old must you be to vote in India? 18, 21? Okay, so you're not old enough to vote, but I see two aspects of that question. One is, when you are voting, who are you going to vote for Prime Minister? That's a very important choice, okay? Or maybe you would like to be the Prime Minister. And you could decide, yeah, you could decide, do I want to be a political leader? Do I want to enter politics and stand for an election or not? That's a very important choice. So those are two possibilities concerning the Prime Minister. Any other choices? There must be some more. There must be some more choices that you have. What if you have a very good friend, and your friend comes to, and you're 25 years old, and you have some money in the bank, and your friend comes and says, "Would you please lend me all your money?" So you have to decide. Are you going to lend all your money to your good friend? Are you guys listening? Are you guys listening? Are you going to lend all your money to your friend? And after that you will have no money? Or are you going to say no to your friend? That's a choice. What are you going to do? That's a choice. Okay, so this is about the end, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you some really good news. Want to hear some good news? If you were my students every day, the next thing that you would have to do is to write a paragraph about a difficult choice in your life. That is the next thing that you would have to do. But you are very lucky.